You already know what time it is. It's time for Solo Leveling episode 11. I am thoroughly ecstatic to talk about this episode. What a fucking good episode. But without further ado, let's get cracking. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Boomer Base. Today we're here for the penultimate episode of Solo Leveling Season 1, and today we're here to talk about episode 11, so let's get straight into it. What did I think of the episode? Again, what an insane episode produced for Solo Leveling. It's really starting to ramp up, and I'm thoroughly enjoying the ride that I'm going on with Solo Leveling. Now, with a lot of the episodes this season so far, as the same, this episode has a lot of anime-only content, but again, that anime-only content is great. Just to go through a few bits of it, you know, we had it so the Hunters Guild showed up early. They were meant to show up much later. We got to see a conversation that happened between Choi Jong-in and Go Gun-hee. And then we also got to see Jinho's brother, Yoo-jin Sung, who actually never showed up in the manga. We never even saw him. We only heard him mentioned a few times, so that was very cool to see him. And I'm very happy with where it's going for the Jeju Island incident. All lots of very cool things. So in this episode, Jinwoo goes to take on the dungeon. I think from previous episodes I've mentioned the gates of hell, in which I've definitely got that completely wrong. The hell gate is a separate thing that happens later on. This S rank key was the thing to go fight Igris, which was a very good fight, but we'll get to that momentarily. Something that's different in this is that he goes into the sort of forest to make sure it doesn't affect any of the sort of real world, which, you know, is quite, you know, a little bit considerate and things, all things that we love in Jinwoo. We get a bit of, you know, he forgets to do his daily quests. The manhwa ends up mentioning that a bit later on and things, but as a manhwa reader, I'm pretty much used to it now by episode 11, where things are going to take a different path, so it's almost like a surprise for me now each episode, which has made it that much more enjoyable for me. In this, he ends up fighting a knight, which he finds out that his dagger is useless. He has to bust out the fists again. And then sort of that goes on, then a bunch more knights come and he has to kind of fight them, and then it involves this sort of absolutely big sort of brawl where there isn't just knights, there's assassins with the stealth skill, there's archers, there's mages, and essentially Jinwoo's sort of connecting the dots. He's like, these are like all my past fights, these are the sort of things, the trials and tribulations that I've had to face, which is just, you know, very cool. I do think that the manhwa colouring made these sort of things look a lot better than they did in the anime. I honestly don't think the budget for this anime has been as good as it should have been. Some of the animation for it, like, it's still good animation, and as a whole the anime is really good and I'm enjoying it. But I do think that if it had had the Demon Slayer treatment, we could have had something even greater than we're having now. After the whole debacle with all the sort of chess pieces that he has to fight, he finally enters the door where Igris is in, and now this is you know, the big highlight of the episode. We have a very big extended fight here that was much longer than the manhwa. And, you know, we had a few bits and bobs of changes. You know, Igris had some purple blood instead, whereas in the manhwa he had sort of this white sort of mist looking thing. He was stabbed in the left eye, whereas in the manhwa he was stabbed in the right eye. You know, bits and bobs like that. Overall, Jinwoo does end up beating him, and it does feel like a massive cop-out as Igris far outmatched Jinwoo, but that's something that will get talked about nearly towards the end of the sort of series as a whole. Just for some slight spoiler, you know, Igris was holding back, and there is a reason as to why he was holding back. But the other sort of chunk of the episode is to do with Choi Jong-in and Go Gun-hee discussing the Jeju Island incident. That guild is about to embark on a sort of recon mission, and as I've mentioned, this is anime only content, so I'm really not sure what we're going to see. I don't know if we're going to see some more, you know, fights with the ants or what. It could all just be greatness for all I know. And then we get the other half where it's Jinho and his brother sort of discussing. In this, it's mentioned that Yujin Construction is trying to recruit an S-rank hunter from overseas. And then Yujin Sung, which is Jinho's brother, it's been a bit of a prick, to be fair. He's just like, you know, don't get in my way in regards to the build-up of Yujin Guild and things, which is something that, you know, this man didn't even appear in the manhwa. He is piping up far too much and he should sit down. Jinho is going to surprise everyone and make the coolest guild ever, because he is cool. And I fully respect that man. He is an absolute gem in this series and I love him top to bottom. So the fight scene between Jinwoo and Igris, it was very well choreographed. It had some pretty decent animation, to be fair. There were some bits that looked kind of like static and just all around not that amazing, but I don't know if it was to do with the fast pacedness of it or what. You know, I like that Igris had a lot of gumption, you know, my new favourite word. The presence of him felt enormous. He felt like that sort of Escanor type vibe. He was an absolute Giga Chad, and it would have blown Jinwoo's mind if he actually fought how he wanted to fight and to the peak of his ability. It would have been insane. And then the very last bit of the episode is a sort of Jinwoo's defeated Igris and he's got a bunch of upgrades. You know, he puts some armor on, he has like this teleportation crystal that he decides not to use. He gets a crystal for a skill called Ruler's Hand, which everyone is excited for, but we'll get to that next episode. And then suddenly all those chess pieces start coming out in wave after wave, and his job is to survive, but it's becoming a lot harder now because these pieces are stronger. And then it kind of ends the episode near there with, and then we see a little scene with Jinwoo's sister, making a sandwich for her brother, which is kind of like, I think, I can't remember if that even happens in the manhwa, to be fair, such as like a minor snippet. But overall, a really good episode. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Next episode is called Arise, and everyone is looking forward to that if they are a reader or fan of Solo Leveling. But I'm just sad that we're gonna have, you know, finished it. I'm gonna have to wait a while for more Solo Leveling. Like, I honestly might just read the manhwa again. You know, I'm that addicted to it. I've seen there's like a game coming out or something. I'm interested to check that out as well. But if you're loving Solo Leveling just like me, drop a comment below. Let me know what you're thinking about it so far. Are you hyped that it's a good anime this season? Is there other anime that you're watching this season that you prefer? Let me know down below. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and tune into the last episode of Solo Leveling next week. Take care now. Bye-bye. Hey, thank you for watching the video. Click the button to keep watching, or click the other video for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.